Kevin, back to you.
I think he's going to do pretty well, John. We continue with the Merrimack Warriors head coach Dan Curran, as well as Pat Conroy, a tight end / H-back, and Jordan Riggs, defensive lineman. This is the 5th year now for Merrimack in the Northeast Conference. You guys are eligible for the automatic bid now at this point. Came real close to winning the championship last year, down to the final week of the season. So, Coach, I guess I got to ask you then, how do you build off that? Because you guys took a big step forward last year.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We were able to put together a pretty good season last year, and I believe we have 18 out of 22 starters back, which is obviously great. But I think our guys, the kids in our locker room, understand the momentum that we built last year really doesn't mean anything unless we continue to build the way we did last year. And our focus isn't so much on winning a championship or getting to the playoffs. I mean, I think that's a given. I think almost every team that suits them up in September is looking to potentially do that. Our goal every week and every year is really just to elevate our standard. And when we talk about our standard, a lot of it, a big part of it is winning football games, but there's a lot more to it than that. And our kids have bought into that. I think it's a big reason why we've done so well with the transition, despite not having the opportunity to potentially go to the playoffs and compete for a championship until really this year.
Coach, a lot of your philosophies and your approaches to the game come from your time at University of New Hampshire. Could you talk about that and some of the people that you were, I guess, served as your mentors back then?
Yeah, I was really lucky. A lot of people know the UNH football family's got a pretty good coaching tree, and I got recruited there by the guy named Chip Kelly, who a lot of people know, and he's a big reason why I went there, and still have a relationship with him to this day, and obviously had the opportunity to play for Sean McDonald, who's been a huge mentor to me, a guy that I love and have a ton of respect for. And ironically, when I got into the coach profession and finished my last year playing in 2009 with Seattle, I ended up getting hired by John Perry, who was on that staff. He was actually, I believe he was Chip Kelly's roommate at UNH. So he was the head guy at Merrimack, and those three guys had a huge impact on me and really the foundation with what we've kind of built our program on.
Pat, I want to go to you. I looked at the stats earlier in the week. 6 touchdown catches and 13 receptions last year. I guess you're not a secret anymore. What is it about your ability to excel down in the red zone and to be able to make those plays when, maybe during the course of the rest of the game, you're not necessarily a big part of it?
Yeah, I mean, in the red zone, I think I have a lot of trust in my quarterback, Gavin, and I know he has a lot of trust in me. So, I mean, if he throws that ball up to me, I know my teammates expect me to come down with it and make a play. And other than that, I mean, I think I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like Coach has made me into a two-dimensional player, be able to block in the run game, being able to block in the red zone as well. So I'd say just being able to do both is a plus for me. So, and I take a lot of pride in doing that. Stuff that's not on the stat sheet as well.
You were a second-team All-NEC pick, so coaches are aware of what you can do. But if you want to catch 55 balls, you can make the campaign right now. Coach is
it's bad coaching, Paul, is what it is, right? I should be getting him the ball more. And I think the thing for Pat, he'll tell you he's a humble kid, but he's as talented as any tight end in New England. And he led the nation in yards per catch as a sophomore, despite playing with the first-team All-Conference tight end in Tyler Roberts. And last year he was banged up a little bit of the year, but he took a huge step forward with his production, with everything that we evaluate guys on. And he's a dominant run blocker right now and truly a big-time threat down the field, which, at that position isn't something that's always the case. So we're excited about Pat and expect big things from him this year.
Pat, you're also listed as an H-back, which implies that you're one of those move guys that can play in the backfield. I always found it difficult to find a guy that was big, strong, tough enough to line at the point of attack and take on those big defensive ends, but also nimble enough to line up in the backfield and avoid those line stunts to get up in the linebacker when the coach is asking you to do that. Talk to me about those challenges.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely took a lot of development to be able to do that, coming out from high school, not playing any tight end, like barely blocking, anything like that. So it took a lot of work, but yeah, I mean, I take pride in being able to line up anywhere, inline, hip, slot, even in the outside. So, yeah, I feel like from anywhere I could pretty much do anything, whether it's running a route or blocking on the outside or blocking a DN on the inside.
Let me go to Jordan. 5 sacks last year. We all know getting to the quarterback is like what makes guys salivate. But I want to ask you something too. I see 6 tackles for loss. So if you nail a running back for a 5-yard loss or you nail a quarterback for a sack, which do you take more pride in?
I would say I take pride in both. Just stopping the run in general, stopping the pass. That's what we need to do as a defense. And, it's good on both ends, really.
What do you want to get better at this year?
I would say I would like to get really better at the run game. My pass game was pretty great, as I was, like you said, got the 5 sacks. Run game, I would say 6 TFLs, really a little bit more than that.
I know that you got a DB that's pretty good at making some interceptions, and he appreciates whatever pressure you can apply to the quarterback, whether you get the sack or not. Talk to me about your secondary, Gary Resman in particular.
I love Gary. He's a great teammate, great player. Yeah, I would say, just like I said, great player in general.
We're asking you tough questions. I know that. I know that.
Here's the good news. Here's the good news. You get to the quarterback and you make the sack, he doesn't have to worry about picking off the pass.
But he does. But he wants it. Trust me.
Oh, he does want it.
Trust me, he does.
Appreciate the time, fellas.